Nigeria has turned 65, a milestone that should be a cause for celebration, but also for deep, sober reflection. As much as we preach against peer pressure in our personal lives, a fool at 40 will still be recognized as a fool. Adults who cannot clean themselves will still be reprimanded because no matter how you see it, life comes with expectations. That is why a child who cannot utter a word at age 3 sends his or her parents into panic mode. We share the same oil wealth, potential, and in many cases, the same timeline as nations like the UAE and Qatar, to mention a few. Yet the growth and stories are starkly different. The UAE turned its desert into global hubs for business and tourism. Of course, Qatar as well went ahead to build futuristic cities. Nations such as Kuwait and Angola have also leveraged oil to provide citizens with a higher standard of living and invested heavily in infrastructure. Nigeria, on the other hand, is still defined by power outages, bad roads, collapsed refineries, insecurity, corruption, and hospitals that cannot meet basic needs. The average Nigerian, with all they have to endure, is resilient, strong-willed, and talented. Time and again, Nigerians shine on global stages. However, the country, Nigeria, has not been a stepping stone for Nigerians. Rather, Nigeria kills, demoralizes, and destroys the hope of her young. So the question is simple: what have we done with our resources? Nigeria is not poor. Nigeria has been poorly managed. This is an appeal to all of our leaders to put politics, ethnicity, corruption, and love of money aside to work for the good of this nation. When we come on platforms like this to speak and advocate, it's not because we have any animosity towards any individual, but because we love this country and are invested in it. We need to reach a point as a nation where we are proud of not just our jollof rice, entertainment and banter, but also of our institutions, rule of law, and the kind of government that actually serves its people. May the next 65 years tell a better story.
When we say Nigeria is not a poor country, it's poorly managed, I absolutely disagree. Nigeria is a very poor country compared to the countries you mentioned. Talking about UAE, they produce 3.2 million barrels per day, and they have a population of 11 million people. Talking about Qatar, they produce 1.7 million barrels per day, and they have a population of 3 million people. Nigeria produces 1.7 million barrel per day, and we have 200 million population. So again, apples and oranges. We are a very poor country. But I agree with you, we can do better with the resources that we have. And the leaders need to come together to reduce waste and do more impactful projects. But yes, but we are not rich, we're poor.
Okay, so I disagree with you.
Okay.
It does not matter the millions of barrels that we produce, minus the stolen ones.
Okay.
You have to consider the stolen ones.
It's still, there's still a huge gap.
Okay, so let me give you an example.
Nigeria did not just become 200 million from 1960.
Hold on. When they asked Awolowo about the free education scheme, universal basic education, they asked him, where are you going to be getting money to fund this? He answered. He said, an average civil servant, geogas and all that, they read 2 to 3 newspapers every day. He said, you know what? After all, most of them, they carry the same news. Reduce it to 1. Government spending. Reduce it to 1. Others channel it to that education, and that was how he was able to fund. What was our population then? Let me tell you one thing. The increase in our population was matching the increase in our revenue. It is the mismanagement that brought us to this point and nothing more. You know why? The UAE and the Qatar, the places you are mentioning, they are over-enjoying. The basic are there, and they now have luxury. But here, we don't even have basics. The basic amenities, we don't even have. So we are talking about the basic amenities. If our funds are managed properly, we will have the basic. I agree with you.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm saying, but are we comparable? 3 million sharing the same resources between 3 million people with 200 million people.
I agree, but I'm saying, I agree with you, but I'm saying with what we have with our resources, we are cool, we are good if it is properly managed.
So it depends on what you consider rich.
Okay.
So I consider myself extremely wealthy.
Thank you.
Love it.
Because I feel like if you drop me in the desert, I can make something out of it, regardless. I might not have one naira, 100,000 or anything, but I consider myself rich. Now, wealth is defined in a lot of ways. Relationships, natural resources, population, and all whatnot. Nigeria has good relationship internationally. Our international foreign policy is at least very good. We are not at war with any country. Our natural resources are in abundance. Our human resources, the same. So what Elsie essentially is saying is that these resources that could have made us better than UAE, better than these countries, the rest of the world, we are not managing those resources better. And that's why we are where we are today. So if you want to then say oil, for example, the 1.7 million barrels that we produce today of crude that we produce today can be increased. The problem is that they don't want to invest in the next 8 years. The investment you require is over 2 billion or 2 trillion or something like that, that you require to increase the production capacity of oil in Nigeria is enormous. You can get that loan and increase it and drill just behind us here.
Or rather, they invest in driving SUVs.
So we have the resources. There is gold in abundance in Nigeria.
In your village also.
All in my village too.
And in my village. I don't have a village.
Every state in Nigeria has gold. Almost every state in Nigeria. Ghana is considered Gold Coast. The population and landmass of Ghana is nothing compared to Kano, for example.
Niger State.
So, and look at where Ghana is today. It's all about management. The countries we are citing as an example is all about management. And for me, what I consider really instructive in your statement, in your advocacy, is the prayer that made the next 65 years tell a better story.
Amen.
Because we can't continue like this.
I agree.
As a people.
Well, I love what you wrote here. You said Nigeria kills, demoralizes, destroys the hope of our young. Mm-hmm. So when you look at the percentage of the young in Nigeria and what we've made of them, you begin to see exactly what Elsie means by that this country is mismanaged. Because the wealth of Nigeria, let's leave the minerals that we have, but the wealth of Nigeria is there in the hearts and the hands of the young. And that's why you see somebody, very young people using technology to make wealth. And we don't have that code. We have not cracked that code yet that the young has in Nigeria today. We've not cracked it as a collective yet. Because apart from you, I see you guys, arguing about is Nigeria wealthy, is Nigeria not wealthy. The kind of wealth that is sitting in technology and the kind of wealth that is accruable to Nigeria from that angle is enormous. It's even incredible. So, and so I agree with you that the problem of Nigeria is that we do not have institutions. Even the judiciary is in the pockets of both the legislature and the executive. We do not have the rule of law. The day we get it right with the rule of law, when somebody can push an aeroplane and not become an ambassador for the same aviation. When somebody can be molested inside a plane and does not, whichever way, does not end up being an ambassador. And when somebody does not go on social media to say she's going to bed 100 men and then becomes an ambassador for anti this and that. You see, there is no, I keep talking about checks and balances. When Zuma, you said it, a law without consequences is a suggestion. We will continue to go back and forth in this mismanagement of resources and mismanagement of the people and mismanagement of our young. Finally, Elsie, you said, and the kind of government that actually serves the people. Because when you serve the people, you will not be like the former governor of Abia State, who is in court right now, allegedly because he siphoned 1 trillion naira abroad. Look at Abia. Do you know what you could have done with 1 trillion? But somebody in his right senses, not mad though, just decides to take 1 trillion and take it out.
How do you know it's in the right senses? With milestones come expectations. It may do us good to put aside celebration and embrace sincere, sober reflection on the way forward.
In the attitude of sober reflection, I'm wondering why children more readily acknowledge the role played by their mothers and not their fathers.